obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today, Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA. Good to see you, Rennie. How are you? Good to hear. Thanks for coming out and talking with us. And of course, we get into the spring season when folks are just out more, probably more walking opportunities, and they're probably just, no offense to the Y, they're probably glad to be off the treadmill for a little while, right?
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that love the fact that they can get outdoors more. I know I'm one of those people. However, I will say that the wellness center has been super busy. I mean, so there's people that are in all times of the day and at night. So people are taking advantage of the 24/7 access, which we're always happy to see.
Sure. You know, and on that note, Rennie, of course, we're coming up on the summer season, and I saw the YMCA's doing a cool, unique summer fitness challenge. Let's start there this morning. What's going on?
Yeah, to kind of celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States that we've got coming up July 4th, and so Gretchen put together it's a simple. There's really no cost to you to do it, unless at the end you'd like a shirt that we can, just to show that you completed but that just, I don't know, whatever that shirt cost would be, but you could just sign up, and it's a way to keep you focused in your health and wellness journey over the summer. So 250 years of the United States celebrating that. So Gretchen took it and said that there's two ways you can do it. You can look at getting 250 minutes of exercise a week, or 250 miles between May 1st and July 4th. Now, for me, that's a daunting miles to think about. You average it out, but for people that are runners or even bikers, that's very doable. I mean, what is it? 4 point so many miles a day. It's just hard for my mind to wrap around that, but if you start counting steps or whatever, I mean, I think it adds up throughout the week.
Now, this is per week, or is it for the summer?
The miles is for the summer.
Yeah, but the minutes is for the week.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah. Get 250 minutes a week of exercise, which is more doable for me.
Same. Yeah, for sure. Same. So that'll be interesting. Now, and I don't know if you know this offhand, but if will this look a lot like Survivor, where you clock in and there's, that kind of tracking piece with the time cards, if you will. And
I don't know if they're going to do it necessarily time cards, or if just because it's really just on the honor system. If you go and take your dog for a 2-hour walk, and you can, next time you're at the Y, you can just log that in. Hey, April 30th, I went for a walk for 2 hours. And so that's how it'll be logged. It won't be necessarily, I think, punching in and punching out.
Got it.
But it will be very similar to Survivor and how you track your exercise.
Sure. Gotcha. Very good. Is registration for that going on now?
Yes. I obviously, I think if you're wanting to get ahead of it, I think May 1st is when it starts. So,
no kidding.
But you can get in anytime. It's really great because it's a tool to help you stay it's a goal that you can add to your regimen of, your health and wellness, and anything to keep you motivated. But also the whole fact of what it's for is just to think about the history of the United States and 250 years and what great country that we're in. So to combine those two, it's just something that, Gretchen, and, her boys are in the service, the armed forces. And so it's really close to her heart on the United States and our military. And so that's the bigger part of it, is just a reminder of we're able to do so much in this country and at the freedoms that we're allowed to have. And so it's just kind of another way to remind us of that.
Yeah, and I think my mind goes to, we're also blessed to live in the time we do, where we have so much information available to us regarding health and wellness. We have so much information available to us about healthcare and all the things to maintain our wellness and our health and those sorts of things. I mean, what a time to be alive, right? You know, with all this we have available to us.
Yeah.
So.
And you make me think about all the AI stuff that's out there and the positive ways to use AI in the health and wellness industry, or even if you wanted to use it to develop your own work exercise routine. But no matter what year we're living in, technology based, health and wellness or your exercise routine ultimately comes down to you physically performing it. AI cannot do that for you.
Right. You've got to execute it. Yeah.
And that, I think, is when people talk about exercise, and, we can talk about the summer months and how people become more active outside and maybe taper off on getting to the gym and staying in their routine because they are doing other things. There are those people that won't miss a beat. And it's just because it's an everyday routine. It's a mindset. It's just part of their being. And I think that's, again, we've talked about this before. If I could bottle that up and sell it, I would.
Yep. You wouldn't be working at the YMCA, as they say. Maybe you would, but it would be out of the goodness of your heart and not so much a necessity for that paycheck. But no, in all seriousness, I also, again, Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA, our guest in studio today. I also go back to many conversations past Rennie this time of year where we start to say, the membership may be paused for the summertime, right? And folks reevaluate. I'm not going to be in the Y as much because we're doing this summer, and I can just run at Weldon Springs or walk at Weldon Springs, those sorts of things. This to me also feels like a chance to say, hey, maintain that membership at the Y, because we've got this event going on that's ongoing through the summer. So,
and I think even next year, Gretchen had already talked about this, kind of piggybacking off of Survivor. Once it's done in March, then the focus is maintain. I want to say keep your beach body through the summer, or maintain whatever it is that there is people that would really value that type of a program through the summer, because it is easy to be like, well, I'm active outside, I'm doing yard work, and it's not the same. It is not beneficial to you to be out there active, but it's easy to lose sight. And then all of a sudden, then you get to the fall and you're starting all over.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
It is.
Grind.
Yeah, for sure. I have to tell this story. I was at a city council meeting several years ago, when Chief Reedy was still with us, and I had mowed the yard, and I cleaned up and got to the council meeting and ran into the chief, and wasn't expecting to see him there because he had retired and been gone for a few years. And he's like, well, what have you been up to lately? I said, well, I just mowed the yard this afternoon, and I said, I was thinking about hitting the gym after, but I just didn't have the time. And he goes, man, hitting the gym after yard work, that's crazy. And I said, well, I'm told that yard work doesn't really count as a workout. And he says, well, I certainly beg to differ. So that was a funny moment with former chief. But no, I always feel like, Rennie, whether you can make the gym or not, just being active, again, whether it's yard work, whether it's just a walk around the block, whatever it is, something's better than nothing, right?
Right.
Yeah. So,
and even on this, first of all, our membership is as high as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Since I've been here. And people will ask me, well, why do you think the rise in the YMCA membership? And I don't have this scientific answer, the stats. I just, in my gut, it tells me like we are living at a time that health and wellness is at a peak on people's minds, that it's important. I hope that it doesn't change, but over time, if you look historically, it ebbs and flows like a lot of things. I've had more conversation with business owners, just very the early stages of, hey, what could we do for a corporate membership? Because they see the value in their employees taking advantage of some type of health and wellness program, if it's just a Y membership, because it statistically can show that if they're involved in a health and wellness gym, whatever it is, then less likely to be sick, have a better emotional feelings at work,
more productive.
Yes, more productive. And so
more alert.
It's worth the cost if a business is going to say, look, we'll pay, even if it's half of your gym membership. The Y has ways at even showing the usage. And so that they could say, gosh, we've had this many employees. They could track how it's helping their business.
Fewer sick days. Yeah. There's so many of those benefits. I know I think we've talked about that before. It's just that. Do you have a corporate membership or something like that for businesses out there?
Yes. And we've got a couple different, there's several options with it, just depending. And across the board, the Ys across the nation that have corporate memberships, it is, I would say 99% of the time it's tied to that business being a corporate donor to some type of annual campaign. And you have to be at a level to get a discount for your employees' membership. You have to be at a donor level that puts you in that category, which is very easy to do.
That makes sense. Sure. Rennie, I feel like we jumped all over the place in that conversation. It all started with the America 250th Fitness Challenge. The Y is rolling out. One more time, if you would, just kind of tell us what you know about that, when it gets started, how folks register, just the basics that folks need to know if they're interested in that.
Sure. I know Gretchen had posted on Facebook. I don't believe that it may be on our website. I'd have to double check as far as the details, but it's very simple. I mean, if you need to find out more, you can search it on Facebook and find that post. She's got a nice flyer that explains it all. But as far as being simple, is celebrating 250 years of the United States. And to do that, it's just an incentive program to help you stay focused through your exercise regimen through the summer. 250 minutes a week of exercise or 250 miles starting May 1st through July 4th.
Sounds good. Very good. So that's a hefty goals.
Those miles are not in the car either.
Right.
Those are on your feet.
Those are on the feet or on the bike, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very good. Well, Rennie, on that note, let's take a break, come back with some more. Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA, is my guest in studio this morning. We'll talk more with Rennie coming up on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm DeLong Sionki. Well, December corn today hit a new recent high. Yesterday, $4.99.5. Today, $4.99 3/4. And we backed off that since. July corn down 6, $4.71 3/4. September down 5 3/4, $4.77 1/4. December down 5 1/4, $4.92.5. July soybeans off a nickel, $11.92. August down 4 1/4, $11.85.5. November down 3, $11.68 1/4. July wheat down 16.5, $6.36.5. KC July down 13 3/4, $6.91. June lean hogs down 17, 103.57. June live cattle down to 67, 254.57. May feeders up 137, 372.87. RFD Radio Network.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm Chip Flory, your host. We join you weekday mornings from 10 until 11 on WHOW, on AM and FM, and on the WHOW streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
Looking for a provider who puts your health first? SIU Family Medicine is accepting new patients. Call 217-735-2317 today to schedule your first appointment. That's 217-735-2317. SIU Medicine, forward for you.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, my guest in studio today, Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA. Rennie, I'm talking about this with my superintendents, and I can't believe it. We're at the end of the school year. We've got just a handful of weeks, and kids are out for the summer, which means Camp Osage Summer Camp.
I know. It's hard for me to think about it because my daughter is going to graduate high school, and so we'll be empty nesters.
Boy.
So it's hard to believe that she's 18 and graduating in a couple weeks. So yeah, and so we've got staff, Melinda here in Clinton and Caitlin over in Monticello, that are working hard on preparing for summer camp and all the festivities that are field trips that they get planned. And they do such a great job. I would really say that right now, the last several or 2 or 3 years, camp is at its peak, at its best. And it's because of those two and the amount of time they plan it, that it's not just a childcare, you're dropping them off and they're running around the playground. It's like they are organized and they've got those kids doing things all the time, and the kids want to come back. Parents are happy when their kids are happy. And so I contribute that a lot to Melinda and Caitlin and what they do for these programs.
A lot of good times had, for sure. And I tell you what, let's take the opportunity to remind Monticello, Piatt County folks that there is Camp Osage. I think it's Y Zone is what you call it over there.
Summer camp.
Yeah, Y Zone Summer Camp in Monticello, but similarly structured to what you do in Clinton. Just remind us of that service and everything that goes on in Piatt County. How about that?
Yeah, it's very similar. Really the advantages that Monticello has for Y Zone and summer camp is pretty much have the old Lincoln School over there. They get to use that facility, and it's been great. And the school district allowing us to do that has been such a great collaboration.
So the school district owns that, not the Y.
They still own that. And so it's great that we're able to use that. They, even the school allows us to use their van in the summer so we can help transport kids to the pool or whatnot, which is a huge help for us. And it really shows the reason for the collaboration is because people value what the Y does over there. It's the community, it enjoys it. It's beneficial, and it's doing a lot for families and kids. And so it's nice to see that collaboration. It's like, we don't even have to ask that hard, and we're like, oh yes, we would love to help out, and parents that are willing to donate items for camp. And but Caitlin does a great job. Obviously over there, they've got a little bit different options at field trips because they can go maybe even to Champaign because it's close. Allerton Park is right there, but Caitlin has them doing some really cool field trips. There's field trips every week, and they go to the pool. A group of kids go to the pool, I think, almost every day during the week. And it's just nice to see that the community values it. And
same for Clinton, right?
Yes.
Melinda has the summer camp kids, all over the place all the time. So
that has been the game changer that we found out.
What's that?
Is
Melinda?
Melinda, one of them. But her idea of bringing, like, we're going to keep these kids active, and we're going to have things to do planned. We're not just going out to Weldon Springs to run around and find things to do. That's not bad. At times they go to different parks throughout the county. They'll go to Weldon, or they'll go to Wapella Park. They'll go to different parks and hang out. They went to Hayworth last year and did the water park, and they'll go to Bloomington to water parks. And
don't they go to Leroy for the water complex a couple times?
And so it helps to have that organization and things planned to do.
For sure. Do we know when registration for Camp Osage begins? And I'm sure Melinda will be putting out that schedule.
It's already out. I bet we have.
She's got the schedule out?
not the schedule.
The
but
registration.
The registration has been going on since April 1st.
Oh, no fooling.
And the great thing about that this year, and I'm glad you brought it up because I want to talk about the change, is we are having all registration online.
Mm.
And it is so much easier for the parent side and for us we can print a report that shows the answers to all the waiver questions and all the questions that we have online.
Mhm.
And so that they can put those in a binder and have every kid's information right there
Mhm.
and not in some big thick packet of
Mhm.
information.
Filling that out was
Yeah.
filling out that. And is that going to be something like when Y Zone comes around for
Yes.
next year, we'll be able to do that online?
Yes.
Oh, that's
And
so
the
much
nice thing
easier.
about it is once you get in the system and do a registration, say for camp,
Mhm.
then all that information is going to be able to be at your fingertips when you do Y Zone
Y-Zone.
or even another program, because your child's information, you may just have to change
An
the school
emergency
year-
contact,
the
yeah.
school year that they're in,
Mhm.
and so once you start getting in there, then it's going to be much easier for parents.
Way to go,
Yes.
Rennie. That's amazing. As a parent myself who has to fill out that packet every time something comes around, it's nice to just go online, click once, and it's in. So that's fantastic. Way to go. Good job. I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything on Y Zone or not Y Zone? Camp Osage we didn't touch on here.
No, I think this time next month, obviously, in the middle of May, we'll have a better idea of specific
Mhm.
field trips that are scheduled.
Mhm.
Parent and
Should have Melinda come out and talk about
Yes,
Y Zone
Melinda,
or
and then
Camp
I know
Osage.
Caitlin will post that stuff too. I'll update anything that we can on the website.
You want to have Caitlin and Melinda come in next time?
If Caitlin works for over at Whiteheath.
Oh,
she's-
okay. Got
she's
it.
an aide there, so I don't know her availability during the day.
Fair enough. Gotcha.
But otherwise, I bet. Well, they don't what they or. Let's say they're not comfortable talking. On the
Yeah,
radio.
Melinda does a
Melinda
good
does
job
a good job
when she comes
so,
in,
yeah,
but
we'll-
it's
we'll
not
have to-
everybody's cup of
We'll
tea.
recruit her.
Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. You always knock it out of the park, and just did today, Rennie. Appreciate that very much. How do folks learn about all things Clinton YMCA as we wrap up for the day?
I always suggest coming in the building, see all the things that we can offer, get on our website or visit us on Facebook.
Very good. Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA, our guest in studio today. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network News is now.